This is a salt spring in southern Illinois. It's about a mile south of Route 13 and maybe a mile west of Route 1. And this was used in prehistoric times, according to my investigations of this thing. And then in the modern area, it was the slaves. Slavery was illegal at the time. The slaves came here and boiled this water for the salt, but somehow they did it anyway. They were indentured servitude at the springs continued past this point. Salt production continued until 1870, when competition from West Virginia salt mines drove the springs out of business. And this site was put on the National Register of Historic Places on May 24th, 1973. Anyway, that creek you're looking at right there flows into the Saline River, which is probably in front of that camera is probably just about, 300 yards. And back to where the spring is on the other side of the road, and a little farther west, I know of another spring that was so weeded up I couldn't get to it, but I have been to it before, but it's really grown up into the weeds. But this is the only salt spring I know of. And then I moved on to the town. Let's see, what town did I move into? Having a hard time remembering. Something about a rock. Oh, a cave-in rock. Water towers have always kind of fascinated me. And I've always, as a child, there was one near my house. I've always wanted to climb up the top of it. And I'm surprised I didn't. I don't know why I didn't, but I never did. But I thought that would have been the coolest thing. Get up there and walk around on the deck up there. And this water tower in Cave-in Rock is on a real high hill. It's just about, just a few hundred yards north of the Ohio River. So you see some of the residences down there in Cave-in Rock. Kind of neat seeing stuff. With that drone, you can see things that you would never see, yourself. And I got some other things coming up that are really cool too. I love the town of Cave-in Rock. It seems like it's not changed in 50 years I've been going there. It's just not changed at all. So I'm camping at Cave-in Rock this evening, and I did a lot of really cool filming of barges and stuff, and I just get that place has so much history, this town. I just love it. They were doing a little cleanup around there because the water level had come up and washed a bunch of debris up in the parking lot, which it does. I've seen this parking lot right there 4, 5, 6 inches deep in mud. I once saw fire trucks down there trying to wash it off. So the backhoe was picking up most of what he could, just a bunch of wood debris that had washed up on the parking lot, and it was shoving it off in a corner so they could haul it off later or shove it in a river. I don't know what they did with it. I made a little firewood out of it myself that night. So there's a Cave-in Rock ferry taking off. It's a free ferry. It's been there since I can remember. The day before I shot this video right here, the ferry closed down from high winds. And the day I was there doing this right here, there was no wind whatsoever. Takes probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes to cross the river. I've ridden on this ferry probably, 100 times, I bet. Always on my motorcycle, pretty much, always. Watching this video, I was on the ferry while taking this, and you can barely. I'm at the front end of that big Lowe's truck, I think, front bumper. Anyway, I'm flying my drone, and I'm not really good at it yet. And I was trying to pace the ferry there, right the left right corner of that truck where I'm standing. Anyway, I'm trying to pace the ferry with the drone, and you know, it was awkward for me because I would think the drone was going backwards, but it wasn't. The ferry was going forward. Now, this is what I was really looking forward to this evening. I was going to try to catch an awesome sunset, and I believe I have come up with not only the most awesome videos of a sunset here at Caving Rock, but I got some awesome pictures out of it too. So there's the ferry. I just flew over it, and I'm flying out to the big barge going down the river, and he's got a full load, it looks like. Kind of spooky for me with the drone flying out over water like this, because if it ever went in the water, it'd be gone. You know, I'm getting braver and braver with it, doing stuff with it. Not so scared of it now, but it sure gets some sights and pictures and views that you just would never see. And that sunset, look at that. That was what I was hoping for when I came to Caving Rock. What you're looking at right there. And my drone will take pictures too, and I took several pictures. One of them looked just like that right there. What a sight. Taken 100,000 pictures in my life. I'm not sure that this one I took here wasn't the best one I ever took. So as the big barge makes its way on down the Ohio River, the little ferry barge is making its way south across the Ohio River into Kentucky. across this barge so many times that people on the barge know me. The guy driving the boat kind of got familiar with me and my motorcycle coming across there all the time. He always gives me a big wave. I remember once telling that I'd watched him drive that thing across the river so many times that I said, "Won't you let me try it? I believe I can do it." Of course, that didn't happen. I just can't imagine how many times you'd have to do that before you could figure out how to do that. That is some skill, I'm telling you. This view here might even be more spectacular than the view I did a while ago because you got both the boats in view. So the barge is getting ready to dock, and them things have to come in such weird angles besides the current. You know, somebody didn't know any better think that guy driving that barge doesn't have a clue what he's doing. But he's fighting a large current all the time. The river's pretty far up, but it gets a lot higher at times. 37 was the worst flood. 1937, that is. And to the right of this view, there's 3 or 4 barges. I guess them are backups in case the one breaks down. This thing operates from 6 a.m. till I think 9:40 or something p.m. at night. But it's got to be running. I guess he's contracted to be running, the guy that runs this thing, and I bet that's a hard job, keeping them things running. You got to keep a backup just ready to go in case that one breaks down. And I would think if the motor could, they'd take off down the river. You have to chase it down somehow. One big piece of equipment that says cat on the back of it, when I got there, it was on the other side of the river. They must have brought her home in the middle of the night. And they got a campground there, and I've camped in the dirt part of the campground, which is where I'm at this time, and I've camped right on the asphalt. Where am I? That population say 350. So there's where I was camped. What a nice night it was there camping. It was awesome. Is that the moon up there? Shit, I must have made a wrong turn somewhere. Good morning. I ain't gonna say good morning internet like some of them goofballs do. It's just good morning, and it is a good morning. It is I think March 1st or 2nd 2023, and I'm in camping in Cave-In Rock, Illinois, on the Ohio River here. And it's early in the morning, the sun's just come up, and I wish I had t-shirt and shorts. Well, I never even thought to bring a t-shirt and shorts, but I tell you what, today I sure could use them. Well, I'm camping in my van here. Got me a nice cup of coffee here. I don't think I built this van to camp in years and years ago. I don't think I've ever took a video whilst on in here, but I got it set up in the bed right now, right there, but that folds up into a couch. It gives me a lot more room. There's a bunch of storage under there. I don't want a refrigerator. I wanted an ice thing because I don't want a refrigerator running my battery dead. I got me a chair that'll turn around backwards and I can sit in it if I want to at night. Got all kinds of stuff in there. There's a lot of storage. Got food in here. There's my microwave up there. I got multi ways of powering it. Right now I'm lucky enough to be plugged in. Somebody's calling me on the phone. Jesus Christ. You just can't get away from it, can you? That's my old buddy Gordon. I better go talk to him. Well, that was my good buddy I had breakfast with a lot, Gordon Richards. He's a good friend of mine. When I'm at home in town, me and him have breakfast together all the time. So I told him, well, I'm having me a nice cup of coffee here right now too, Gordon. I don't have a pooper in here, but I do have a urinal. I got the super size opening in it, which I need for sure. Got me sodies in here, got all kinds of stuff in here. Got me a first aid kit in case I get cut myself. I got a vacuum right there, wipes, another light. That's a 110 volt light right there. And then I've got a Milwaukee. I got all kinds of Milwaukee stuff in here, and I got extra batteries to run my sweeper. That light, run that light. That light there will run for 2 days on low. And that's a neat light. My lovely wife bought me that. I got stuff in here for when I'm really rough, and I got a jet boil. I can cook meals with it, and heat up coffee, and that's more wet ones over in case I have an accident. As my wife will tell you, I have accidents all the time. There, I'm hanging up my laundry. My son bought me that light. It's remote control. Hey, man, that is cool. Got a remote control right there, so when I'm in bed, I can just reach up and turn on my light. It's got all kinds of modes. And by the way, if I got cell phone service, I got internet. This little contraption right here is called Jetpack. It's one of the best things I ever bought. I think without being plugged in, it'll run for all day anyway. And I get 10 times better internet than I do at home with that thing. So it's cool. Let me see. Nobody can say I'm not packing heat there. You didn't see that. What else we got in here? Got Gatorade, and I guess that's all we got in there. I got my drone in that little box right there, and I carry it on my motorcycle. I got my motorcycle in the back, and I carry my drone on the motorcycle. And if I forget where I've been, I can always go right here and see where I've been. My wife never lets me go anywhere. Oh, looks like I've been to some other places over here too. Anyway, there's my scooter. And I love a fire. My wife loves a fire because she don't go with me in this van. We have to take the motor on when she goes. We got the little CT-125 in here, which I was riding yesterday. And I love to have fire. So I've got a chainsaw there, electric Milwaukee. That thing is as good as a gasoline steel, I'm telling you. I got a generator there if I need electricity, don't have any. And this thing here, this is called a, what's it called? Hacksaw. And it's got a blade in it for cutting tree limbs. Yeah, I got all kinds of room for storage up there. Got mostly riding gear up there. Well, I'm not going to go through all I got up there, but I have got all kinds of crap up there. There's another ramp over. There's a ramp up there, and then there's a big ramp there. Got a toolbox in front of my bike. I don't know if you see it there, and it's just full of tools. So I got plenty of the tools. Got a bag there with clothes in it. And anyway, I'm having a ball out here. Absolute ball. Birds are chirping. The church had some music going here just a minute ago, and there's real soothing music, and they shut it off. This town is so cool. They got bicycles all over town. They got them all painted. You probably can't see them in this camera. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 3-wheeled, and there's probably up in town. There's probably 30, 40 of them up in town. There's the old Mississippi River. The ferry's on the other side. It's coming across now. But water gets up into here at times. It gets all the way up into here and floods this place. And in 1937, water went all the way up into town. There was the worst flood anywhere along the Ohio River in 1937. It was a catastrophe, and it flooded the town. And there used to be a tree over there. I'm not sure it's there anymore. I think I seen it not long ago, but there was a tree over there by where the vehicles get on the ferry, and it had a big chunk out of it, and had an old fart that lived here. Yeah, he was older than me. Speaking of farting. Oops, I better hold that one. He told me that in 37, when the water was up, a barge floated into that tree and rammed into that tree and took a chunk out of it. And there's a big old chunk out of that tree, but I don't think that tree's there now. His name was Sutton. He was like 94 at the time, and that was 10 years ago. But old man Sutton lived here all his life, and he'd always come down there every morning and go fishing with a pole. Here comes the barge. My campfire petered out on us. I had a blazing fire, and I put some more fire on it, and next thing you know, the damn thing went out. I don't know what the hell happened. I've had this van about 6 years. I think it's a 1995 model Ford, and it's got a diesel motor in it. It's a Power Stroke diesel, 5-cylinder inline, and no, it is not a Mercedes motor, because I wouldn't have one of them. And tell people I got a Power Stroke in, and they tell me I'm full of shit. Well, they're full of shit. But I've kept my van looking more like a van than anything, because I can camp anywhere in this thing. I mean anywhere. Nobody pays any attention to it. It just looks like a van. I can park downtown somewhere and nobody pays a bit of attention to it. Nobody pays any attention to me anyway. So. Oh, it was cool out here last night in the dark. That ferry doesn't close down till like I think 9:30. So when it got dark, it was a clear night. Seeing the stars, and the ferry was running back and forth. So I got to watch him. Go back and forth. Well, I'm gonna. There's one outlet in this whole campground. All these outlets out here get underwater all the time, and they are a mess. I don't know how they keep them repaired, which they don't, but there was one that worked. And that's the one I'm plugged into. Well, I think I better finish off my coffee before it gets too cold. Kind of wish I don't need the heat, don't need a fire going now, but I'm telling you, life's good. Anyway, as I've said many times, my life is better than your vacation. And that's a fact. You can take that to the bank. Goodbye, Cave-In Rock. You want to hear the sound of power? Well, I'll fire up this big inline 5-cylinder diesel. Oh, right. Well, that turbo gets wound up. I'll be passing them Cummins on the road left and right. Well, I have moved up to St. Francisville, Illinois, and that is the old Wabash Cannonball Bridge. Trains used to go over that, and so a farmer bought this after the train got done with it. He bought that bridge. And I can't remember if he's the one that planked it for vehicle traffic or the city of St. Francisville did. But anyway, St. Francisville town runs this bridge now, and they charge you a couple bucks to go across it, and I am tickled to death to pay it. It is just freaking awesome. I've been over it 50 times. I never had been over in my van before, or a four-wheel vehicle before, until this day. I'd always been over it on a motorcycle, and went over it with a whole bunch of my buddies a couple months ago. We made a day trip out of it, and it's just a neat piece of history. And anybody knows me knows how I love bridges. I've been so fascinated with this bridge. And they made a song, called the Wabash Cannonball. That was a really famous song. One thing about this bridge that probably everybody that goes over it, a lot of people just commute across it, is right in the middle there's a large span that's used to swing sideways so barge traffic could go through, because it couldn't go under. And that is one of the most fascinating things out of this bridge. Real nice lady took my $2 and the people that run that toll booth are they're volunteers, and every time I come through, I pay my $2 and I thank them for volunteering to do that. And maybe they're just paying the person, probably, got to have money to maintain they can't afford millions of dollars to maintain this old bridge, but maybe they got making enough where they can, keep some good boards on it. One thing I've never figured out, I've done a lot of searching on the internet, and I've never been able to find out what powered that middle section to swing. Whether it was electric, hand cranked, or what. I've never been able to find out anything about the mechanism that turned that sideways. But what I have always wondered is what that mechanism looked like, because you can't see it. And we've been off down on the one bank of the river, zooming in with cameras, trying to look at this mechanism underneath that middle section to see how that thing turned, and you can't never see it. And that has just been bugging the heck out of me. I wanted to see that. I knew there had to be like a big gear under there that turned it. And one of the piers in the middle is a lot bigger than the rest of them, because it's got to support that as it swings sideways. Anyway, I don't have to wonder about what's down there anymore. I flew my drone right up to it and took a really good picture of it. You'll see it here in a little bit, I think. You got to Google this bridge and read about building it. There's so much of it that I've just plumb forgot. They couldn't afford to finish it all in one deal. They had 3 different stages, and it spanned a whole bunch of years. Would have been cool to see an old steam locomotive duck. Whack. Would have been cool to see an old steam locomotive go across that. And I would I bet the last train that went over it was steam, I would think. Okay, that pier on the right side of the shot, that's where it swivels. See how it's bigger than the rest of them? That's where it swivels. And what's under there, well, maybe I'll get another shot of it here in a minute. You can see it better. So I was flying down through the middle of the bridge in this shot, and that's cool. So when you get on this bridge, you want to really have your headlights on, because, so you won't get into it with oncoming traffic. Oh, I feel better now. I had to be careful flying through here that I didn't hit the rails there. I don't know what that was on top. That's probably a light, I would assume. I don't know if they had electricity out there or not. I don't know. But I'd sure like to know. I did so much research on it and come up dry, I don't know what to think. And I've always asked the lady or the man, whoever's there to take my toll money, if they know anything about that drive mechanism or whether it was electric or that. They don't know. I never find anybody that knows. as you can see, there's no oncoming traffic, so I was following in my van. So I was driving my van and flying this drone at the same time. It's pretty interesting. A lot of fun, a whole lot of fun. And I finally got to see that gear underneath this thing. I think I just about crashed there. It's still about 74 degrees outside. I was going to camp in St. Francisville that night, but I got kind of everything I wanted to do and went to all places I'd planned on. And I went ahead and drove home. It may be a mile completely across there. Well, who's that idiot there? The kids in that car were watching my drone, and when they went by, they gave me the big thumbs up. Now this is something I visited. This is the old slave house, and nobody gets to go there no more because the state has closed it off. But I got another look at it. I've been inside of it before. Racial things are anymore outside, it has been burnt down, but it's still standing. It looks pretty good, really. Doesn't seem to be anybody around Man, what a good time I had a couple days around Southern Illinois. There's so much to see down there, and I've been kind of strapped at home from me and my wife's health issues quite a bit as of lately. But I am having so much fun just poking around close to home to stuff that I'm looking at now. It's awesome, some of the faraway places that I've rode to in my lifetime. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this.